Hello and welcome to the voice behind the white coat stories, reflection, and inspiration. A special podcast series by Voice of Healthcare celebrating National Doctors Day 2025. My name is Simran Chaudhary, and in this series, we step beyond the scrubs and stethoscope to discover the personal stories, motivations, and life lessons of some of India's most respected medical professionals. And today we are honored to be joined by Dr. Mohan Keshavamurthy, Director of Urology, Uro-Oncology, Andrology, Transplant and Robotic Surgery at Fortis Hospital, Banarghata Road. With over 25 years of experience, Dr. Mohan is globally recognized expert and pioneer in laser urology, complex uro-oncological surgeries, and kidney and pancreas transplant. From leading breakthrough surgeries in India to establishing successful transplant programs across Africa and Middle East, Dr. Mohan's journey is a testament to excellence, innovation, and impact in global healthcare. Welcome to our show, sir.
Thank you, Simran.
Thank you so much for joining, sir. It's a pleasure to have you with us. And congratulations on the National Doctors Day, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, without any delay, let's dive into the story behind his inspiration defining moments and the human side of his remarkable medical journey. So, to begin with, I would like to know what inspired you to choose medicine as your profession.
It was very simple. I had topped the PCMB stream in the state of Karnataka. I had a choice between engineering and medicine. I was leaning towards engineering. My mother was very keen. I'm an only son. Was very keen that I do medicine for two reasons. She said engineering will give you money, but medicine will give you the opportunity to heal and earn respect and have a good financially comfortable life. At that point in time, it was my mother's instinct that, based on the personality she had for her son, that was possibly fit in better in the medical profession. That was the reason I ended up giving up on the engineering part and taking up medicine.
That's great. So I think our parents helps us a lot to shape our future and choose between our career choices. So they play a major role there. So you are in this profession since more than 25 years. Definitely, would have been many moments where something or else you just have realized, okay, this is the moment I always wanted to be a doctor, or any turning point or a learning point for you. So, what could be some of the most important lessons you have learned from this profession?
So the lesson always has been to try and try again. But the turning point actually came very late in my life. I was very fortunate to be academically successful. So I did my undergrad, postgrad, subspecialty training, then a stint of fellowship abroad. All happened without much thought or effort. But at age 50, that is roughly a decade ago, robotic surgery came into India in a very big way. And I was asked by the Fortis administration either to hire a robotic surgeon to do urological robotic surgery or to learn robotic surgery. Now, when you are asked to unlearn or learn something at age 50, it takes a huge amount of mental strength to actually become a student again. And the bigger point was the robot was in the basement of Fortis Banerghatta Road. So there was no choice. I was called by Dr. Vishnu Panigrahi, the group medical director, on Diwali Day. I remember it vividly in 2018, saying that you don't have a choice. Either you get some co-op somebody or you learn. So my boys, we are the largest private sector urology team. There are 30 others other than me. And I have a huge privilege of leading the men and women who are extraordinarily accomplished individually. So they got together and said, sir, what you can do is you go for training in France. It was minus 4 degrees. One of them, actually, Dr. Shakir, volunteered to come along with me. So here I was at age 50 trying to learn robotic surgery in a cold, distant place where I hadn't been before. To make the long story short, it took us 53 months to do the first 500, 17 months to do the next 500, and 11 months to do the next 1,000. We are now the largest urological robotic program in the country. So the turning point was the ability or the confidence to give up what I knew as tattva and start afresh, and then build a thriving practice listening to the younger voices around me. It's not often at our age that the usual tendency of a old surgeon is, I know you listen, but here it was, I don't know, what do I do? I listened. And that's the reason why the team and myself are sitting on what is a brilliant robotic program at this point of time in Fortis Bannerghatta, Bangalore. So that was the turning point. The ability to relook, reinvent myself late in my life. We were not the first. It was a late entry into robotic surgery, but it has transformed the way I look at surgery today. And we even do kidney transplants robotically today, one of the few centers in the country to do so. A lot of transition happened, but that happened a decade ago.
I think that is what we call that challenges teaches you a lot more things, makes you a new person, gives you a new perspective, and that's all these things comes with lessons. And like you said, it is very difficult at a certain age to learn and unlearn new things. That comes with their own challenges, but ultimately you had that strength. Your team supported you, and it's been like you said, it's a wonderful journey, and you're one of the few of the institutes where these kind of surgeries take place, and that's commendable. So thank you so much for taking that challenge so that you are able to help many of those in our country. So we know that after a hectic day, after a lot of surgeries, seeing two patients, a lot of strength has already gone. There's no energy left. There is no, majorly time is also left for the personal life or any activities or hobbies you're interested. But how do you unwind or take care of your own mental and physical well-being after a hectic day?
I'm very privileged to have a very supportive team and family around me. But in truth, black coffee and music are two very powerful elements in my life. One to keep me alert, possibly indulgence, I would put it. But music, especially, I stay an hour and a half drive away from where I work, and music, both ways to work and to on the way back, has been a very soothing element. Beyond that, the ability to look inwards, contemplate, and be off social media once I reach home has also been extraordinarily helpful.
That's great. So I think it gives a little window to unwind and just to have a breather and then come back to our routine life. It definitely hits us. So, like you said, if not medicine, you would have pursued engineering. You would be an engineer. But if not an engineer, what in what profession would you imagine yourself other than engineering and medicine?
In fact, my first love was professional chess. I was one of the highest ELO rated youngsters way back in 1980s, regularly in the newspapers for playing national level chess as a kid. Uh, Most of my friends in the chess arena went on to become grandmasters. Sudhakar Babu, uh, DV Ravi, they all became headline grandmasters. And I was the one who took the academic route because my father was a firm opinion professional chess doesn't fill the tummy. uh, Professional chess is something that would have actually been my first love. In another era, if I was given the choice to decide for myself, like I've let my children decide, I would have played professional chess. The other thing that has always interested me throughout my life is data analytics, actuarial science, something that has helped me to invest and earn for myself. So those would have been the two areas of love, primary love. Applied math as an actuarial science and professional chess. But as it happens to be, neither are a focus at this point in time.
That's quite interesting, sir. And I believe you would have also made headlines like your friends. You just mentioned their name because that perfection, that motive to work and to become the best comes to the person in any of the profession they go. So I think you would also be in a headline at that point of time.
Thank you.
But other than that, also you are doing a wonderful job, and which we are very grateful for. Thank you so much for that. So if I have to ask you, how do you define success in your life, personally and professionally?
Personally, I define it an attempt to be the best version of myself on a daily basis. I don't think I'm the most skilled urologist in India, or I think I'm very fortunate to have the ecosystem around me allowing me to be the best version of myself. I define personal success as something where the ability to be inquisitive, the ability to take criticism positively, the ability to evolve on a daily basis to be marginally better version of yourself the next day, not only at the human level, but also from the perception of the people around you. How do you interact with them? How do you communicate with them? I think the attempt to be a better version of ourselves on a daily basis is what I define as personal success. I am not a great believer in numbers or in percentages, but I'm a great believer in seeing what I did wrong yesterday. For example, losing your temper. Can you lose it less often? Don't you lose it at all? Can you count till 10 before you lose your temper? These constitute personal success for me. So I look at myself as a creation in evolution on a daily basis, and anything that I feel can be given up or can be modified, I try to do it on a daily basis. That also percolates down to my surgery and my clinical practice. But the reverse side of it is it percolates into me being a human being, a better version of myself on a daily basis.
That's
Profession
great, sir. Yeah.
Professionally, I would define success as how can you make others be the best version of themselves. So surgery medicine is all about legacy. I can't treat my own prostate, I'll need one of my colleagues to treat me. How can you ensure the next generation is well trained, is capable of handling the stress, the skill level that is necessary, the need to perform on a daily basis despite the stress? I see professional success as creating a team. You create a team that emulates you, is the legacy beyond your ability to physically provide surgical care. So I see the ability to create the team as professional success.
Very well said, sir, in terms of personally as well as professionally, that one, you train yourself so that few of the numbers can be reduced, the amount of times you have lost your temper, and other is to create the best team so that they are ready to treat you and the countrymen in future. And that's great, sir. Sir, lastly, if you can, deliver a message for the young doctors or the aspirants who want to be doctors out there, you would like to share.
The point is, it is a long, hard route. When I first came back from Canada in 2004, I used to take Hindu newspaper to the place of work because despite having multiple degrees, it took time for people to come to me for consultation. So it is not how good you are, it is your ability to integrate patience, skill, communication into making a individual better. I personally believe the only truth in healthcare in 2025 is individual patient outcome, and you're only as good as your last three individual patient outcomes. There's no point saying, I have done 10,000 procedures if the last three procedures haven't gone well. So the message out there is be patient. Medicine is a long, hard road, but it is the only profession that gives you everything: love, respect, and reasonable financial comfort. No other profession gives you all three. It will give you two of the three, never all three. The last part is good doctors don't retire or don't get retired, they just walk away when they want. Most of the professions stop at one chronological number: 58, 60, 65, 70. Doctors have to walk away when they feel they're not doing justice to the patients who come to them in trust to consult. So it's a perennial journey and it's a wonderful journey. It is a long, painful start, Patience is what you have to imbibe into your soul to be a good doctor.
Thank you so much for sharing that beautiful message to, for our audience and for the young doctors and the aspiring doctors out there. So it's wonderful. So, lastly, we would like to end this conversation with a short, fun, rapid fire round. Shall we start that, sir?
Please do.
So, what's always in your coat pocket beside a pen?
My cell phone. I'm paranoid.
I think there is no life without cell phone nowadays. A health myth you wish people would stop believing.
One of the things that are in the professional capacity, people believe failed kidneys will come back, and they delay seeking help. Once the kidneys have failed, there is no way they can come back. Seek help seek help as soon as possible. uh, Usually they go through a cycle of denial and then reluctant acceptance. At the stage of denial, help can be easier and better provided. Failed When both kidneys fail, they don't come back. You need help as soon as possible.
Rightly said, sir. And who inspires you the most?
At all points in time, my mother, she was just 4 feet 8 inches tall. She was a bundle of energy, and possibly the one single reason I've been successful and stayed sane is a faith in making me the man I am. That's the faith I have had throughout my career. Fortunately for me, my teacher in urology was India's first female urologist, Dr. Sulubha Puneka. So, two women have shaped my life, my mother and my teacher, in looking forward to life as not as a challenge, but as an opportunity.
That's great, sir. One daily habit that keeps you grounded.
I get up in the morning every day at 4:45 and I exercise, come what may, even if I've landed at 2 a.m. From an international destination. Exercise has let me keep myself grounded, has lessened my anger, allowed me to self-regulate my mind. So exercise in the morning is the one thing that keeps me grounded.
That's a very great discipline. So I think we almost learned from you. So last but not the least, it's a question for doctors only. What's harder, diagnosis or explanation?
Explanation always. Diagnosis is easy with experience, but explanation with every individual patient and their loved ones, especially in the modern era of Google uncles, it is extraordinarily difficult to explain. I personally feel modern medicine is all about how well you can communicate the pros and the cons, allowing the patient and the loved ones of the patient to make a rational and considered decision.
That's great, sir. Thank you so much for joining, sir. It's been a wonderful conversation, and we really like this openness, that candidness you have brought to this conversation. So thank you so much for joining, and wish you a
Th-
National Doctors Day again. And thank you so much for all the services you're
Thank
doing
you.
since almost 3 decades. We are always grateful for you, sir.
Thank you, Simranji. Have a lovely evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.